Going back 5,000 years, we have sacred texts that tell us there was an antediluvian civilization. There was a great flood, and that there were survivors. The Mesopotamians speak of this in the Epic of Gilgamesh. The Egyptians speak of this in the Edfu creation text. Plato learned from the Egyptians that there was once a civilization called Atlantis that existed 9,000 years before his time.
Beneath the churning waves of the Atlantic, hidden in the darkness for millennia, lies a discovery so shocking it threatens to rewrite history itself. A submerged city, one that matches, with eerie precision, Plato's ancient account of Atlantis. What truths have been buried beneath the sea? Who wanted them hidden? And if Atlantis was real, what else have we been told is myth? Tonight, we dive into the mystery, and what we find will haunt you.
Maltese temple culture, as it's known, you legitimately could call their creations the greatest engineering feats of the Neolithic world. They are put together painstakingly, and what remains of the ruins above ground today still towers 20 feet up. And this was done 6,000 years ago without the benefit of the wheel or metal tools.
Plato's final warning. Plato's dialogues. Timaeus and Critias describe a glittering civilization, rich in technology and arrogance, destroyed in a single, catastrophic night. Many dismissed his account as allegory, but what if it was memory, not metaphor? In Critias, Plato claimed he was recounting stories told by Egyptian priests, guardians of ancient knowledge far older than Greece itself. Strangely, he ended his tale abruptly. Was he warned off? Silenced? Skeptics scoff, but recent underwater discoveries echo the dimensions and structure he described with haunting fidelity. The perfect concentric rings, the surrounding plain, the location beyond the Pillars of Hercules. It's almost too precise. Could Plato have preserved a suppressed history, one hidden beneath the waves for 12,000 years? The Eye of the Sahara. Deep in Mauritania lies a mysterious geological feature, the Richat structure, or Eye of the Sahara. Perfectly circular, it mirrors Plato's description of Atlantis's concentric canals. Ancient maps once placed Atlantis in this region. Could tectonic shifts and rising seas have displaced it? Satellite imagery reveals startling patterns, buried roads, possible foundations, hidden under layers of sand and time. Is the Eye a forgotten city, eroded by eons, or nature's cruel coincidence? Researchers wonder, was Plato's island merely misunderstood, a lost desert swallowed not by ocean, but by time and sandstorms, the Azores' enigma? In the vast loneliness of the Atlantic, the Azores Islands rise from the abyss. Beneath their waters, sonar scans have detected what appear to be massive underwater structures, stone blocks arranged in unnatural formations, some resembling roads or even pyramids. Ancient legends from the Azores tell of a vanished continent, engulfed in a sudden flood. Mainstream science dismisses them, but the coordinates match Plato's descriptions unsettlingly well. Could the Azores be the mountaintops of a drowned empire? Bimini Road. Off the coast of the Bahamas, divers discovered an astonishing formation, the Bimini Road. Massive stone blocks stretch across the ocean floor in a suspiciously linear fashion. Some claim it's a natural phenomenon. Others argue it's the remains of ancient architecture. Edgar Cayce, the famous sleeping prophet, predicted Atlantis would rise near Bimini, decades before this discovery. Is the Bimini Road the highway to a forgotten world, just as Cayce foresaw? Maps that shouldn't exist. The Piri Reis map, drawn in 1513, depicts landforms of Antarctica free of ice and detailed coastlines long before satellite mapping. Among its mysteries lies a depiction of an island chain, strikingly similar to the now sunken mid-Atlantic ridge. How did ancient navigators know about lands that modern explorers would not confirm for centuries? The Piri-Reis map hints at a forgotten era of global seafaring, and perhaps at Atlantis itself. The Mid-Atlantic Ridge Revelation. Stretching from Iceland to the South Atlantic, the Mid-Atlantic Ridge is an immense underwater mountain chain. Recent expeditions have discovered strange, terrace-like formations along its submerged slopes. Some researchers speculate these terraces might be remnants of ancient settlements, now submerged thousands of feet below the waves. If an entire continent once rested here, could a sudden cataclysm have dragged it into the abyss? The ancient walls beneath Cuba. In 2001, off the western coast of Cuba, sonar operators made a chilling discovery: immense stone structures over 2,000 feet underwater, resembling walls, pyramids, and roads. Cuban and Canadian researchers were astounded. The formations appeared to be too geometrical to be natural. How could a city have ended up at such depths unless it sank long before the end of the last ice age? Local legends from Cuba and the Yucatan Peninsula speak of an ancient island, swallowed by the sea in a single night. Coincidence? Or a submerged chapter of history deliberately forgotten? Mainstream media quickly buried the story, citing natural rock formations. Yet, the coordinates exist, and divers whisper of hidden ruins few have dared to explore. If verified, this discovery would shatter everything we think we know about the timeline of human civilization. The mysterious megaliths of Yonaguni. Half a world away, off the coast of Japan's Yonaguni Island, lies a colossal underwater structure, an apparent pyramid carved from solid rock. Dating back at least 10,000 years, it challenges everything taught about ancient history. Steps, platforms, and even what appears to be a roadway have been mapped. Official explanations call it a natural formation. But skeptics ask, why does it mirror human architecture so perfectly? Could Yonaguni and the Atlantic structures be remnants of a time when humans commanded technologies or knowledge we can scarcely comprehend today? And if forgotten civilizations existed across oceans, how interconnected were they? What was lost when the seas rose to claim them? Atlantis, in Antarctica. Could the real Atlantis be buried beneath the icy wastelands of Antarctica? Conspiracy theorists and rogue researchers alike point to strange satellite anomalies, symmetrical structures under miles of ice, perfectly circular depressions, and even possible pyramids. Ancient maps like the Orontes-Phineas chart show Antarctica ice-free, an impossibility according to conventional science. What if a cataclysm shifted the Earth's crust, burying an ancient civilization beneath what we now call the South Pole? Geological evidence supports sudden, rapid climate changes in Earth's past. Could Atlantis have been flash-frozen, lost not to water, but to an endless winter? The shocking age of the Sphinx. Mainstream Egyptology claims the Great Sphinx of Giza was built around 2500 BC, but water erosion patterns on its body suggest it endured thousands of years of heavy rainfall, conditions that last existed in Egypt over 10,000 years ago. If true, it predates the pyramids by millennia, hinting at a lost civilization with knowledge of monumental architecture. Could the builders of the Sphinx have been survivors or descendants of Atlantis? What history was rewritten, and why? The sunken pyramids of Lake Fuxian. In China's Lake Fuxian, divers stumbled upon an ancient city of enormous stone structures, including a pyramid twice the size of Egypt's Great Pyramid. Local legends spoke of a lost kingdom beneath the waters, ruled by beings descended from the stars. Sonar images reveal paved streets, huge plazas, and intricate carvings never before documented. How could such a massive city sink beneath an inland lake? And why has the story vanished from global headlines? The lost city of Heracleion. Before Alexandria rose to fame, the Egyptian port city of Heracleion ruled the Mediterranean trade routes. Then, without warning, it vanished beneath the waves. Rediscovered only in the 21st century, Heracleion's ruins reveal sprawling temples, statues, and massive stone anchors, all preserved underwater. Its sudden disappearance echoes Plato's tale of Atlantis. Could Heracleion be a microcosm of a much older, grander tragedy? Did civilizations once face catastrophic, synchronized collapses? Hidden by the tides of time? The Baltic Sea anomaly. Beneath the dark waters of the Baltic Sea lies a baffling discovery. A massive circular formation resembling an ancient spaceship, a fortress, or perhaps the remnants of a forgotten city. Sonar images show right angles, sharp edges, and even what appear to be stairways and ramps. Official explanations call it a rock formation. Yet divers report strange electromagnetic disruptions around the site, malfunctions in cameras and compasses. If it is an ancient structure, it could hint at a sprawling northern civilization lost to rising seas. Was this anomaly a beacon, a stronghold, or something humanity was never meant to find? Why the eerie silence surrounding new investigations? The pyramids of the Azores. New sonar mapping around the Azores Islands has unveiled an astonishing shape. A pyramid rising from the seabed with near-perfect geometric precision. Sitting 40 meters below the surface, its proportions mirror those of ancient monuments across the globe. Portuguese sailors spoke for centuries of a submerged city near the Azores, swallowed by an ancient cataclysm. Could this structure be a remnant of that legend, or an outpost of Atlantis itself? Scientists remain divided. Natural volcanic formation, or the deliberate creation of a forgotten race? If it's man-made, it would push back the timeline of human civilization by thousands of years, forcing history to be rewritten once again. The hidden city of Dwarka. In the Gulf of Khambat, off India's coast, an ancient city lies buried underwater, a metropolis predating the oldest known civilizations. Found by chance in the 2000s, sonar scans revealed streets, walls, and sculptures hidden beneath thick layers of sediment. Local legends tell of Dwarka, a city built by the god Krishna, submerged by the wrath of the sea. Coincidence? Or memory encoded in myth? The carbon dating of materials from the site hints at civilizations flourishing more than 9,000 years ago, when, according to textbooks, humans were still primitive hunter-gatherers. What if humanity's true past is far more majestic and tragic? Gigantic underwater roads of Yonaguni. Beyond the primary Yonaguni monument, divers discovered another shocking detail. Kilometers of what appear to be carved underwater roadways, complete with gutters, steps, and retaining walls. These roads crisscross the seabed, forming what looks like an entire sunken cityscape. Some even speculate that Yonaguni was part of a much larger civilization that extended across now submerged lands stretching toward Taiwan and beyond. If these roads were human-made, they would imply organized societies, complex engineering, and a global flood, wiping it all away in a single cataclysm. Are the oceans hiding humanity's true beginnings, erased from memory and myth alike? Forgotten temples of Malta. The island of Malta hosts some of the world's oldest megalithic structures, predating even Stonehenge. Beneath the nearby Mediterranean waters, divers have found stone blocks and arrangements that suggest an even more ancient complex, now lost to the sea. Malta's temples are aligned to celestial bodies, hinting at a civilization obsessed with the stars. Could Malta have been a mountain peak of a broader submerged world? One connected perhaps to the larger story of Atlantis. Ancient flood myths across the Mediterranean all speak of sudden deluges. Events scholars dismiss, but geological records quietly confirm. Strange ruins in the Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle, a stretch of ocean infamous for mysterious disappearances. But beneath its turbulent waters, researchers in 2012 claimed to have located enormous pyramids and strange structures on the sea floor. Some sonar images show towering symmetrical shapes, far larger than the Great Pyramid of Giza, and glass-like material said to cover them. Could these be remnants of a sunken civilization, distorted by ocean currents and electromagnetic anomalies? Or something even more bizarre, Lake Titicaca's underwater temples. High in the Andes, at an altitude few would imagine for ancient cities, lies Lake Titicaca, a place of deep mystery. In 2000, divers uncovered the remnants of an immense underwater temple and an ancient road, suggesting a sophisticated society predating the Inca by millennia. The sunken palace of Cleopatra. Not all underwater cities belong to myth. Off the coast of Alexandria, archaeologists uncovered Cleopatra's royal palace, now resting beneath meters of sediment and sea. Earthquakes and tsunamis are blamed for its sudden submersion. Yet curious details remain. Strange statues resembling Atlantean descriptions, unexplained chambers, and inscriptions referring to a lineage far older than Egypt itself. Could Cleopatra's palace have been built atop an even more ancient settlement, a final vestige of Atlantean refugees? History loves to erase inconvenient layers. What lies deeper, still entombed beneath the sands and surf? The Orkney Islands' forgotten civilization. North of Scotland, windswept Orkney hides the battered remnants of an ancient world. At Skara Brae, a Stone Age village astonishingly preserved, archaeologists unearthed a society far more sophisticated than previously believed, complete with plumbing, furniture, and streets. But sonar scans reveal something more. Structures now submerged beneath the North Sea. Rising seas and shifting sands obscured this forgotten civilization. Were the Orkneys once part of a much larger Atlantic community, connected to a continent now lost beneath waves? Legends of ancient shining islands haunt Celtic and Norse mythology. Could those tales be echoes of a distant truth? The Bygone Pipes Mystery. In remote western China, near a saltwater lake, researchers stumbled upon a bizarre find. A network of iron pipes embedded deep inside caves and beneath the lake bed, some dating back 150,000 years. Chinese scientists tried to explain them as natural, iron-rich mineral deposits, yet chemical analyses show a composition eerily close to refined metals. Were these the remains of an ancient technological society, one capable of metallurgy far beyond what we're told possible? And if so, did their influence stretch across oceans to the Atlantic, linking seemingly isolated ancient cultures in ways modern archaeology refuses to entertain? The submerged city of Pavlopetri. Off the coast of southern Greece lies Pavlopetri, one of the oldest known submerged cities on Earth. Dating back over 5,000 years, this ancient cityscape features well-planned streets, two-story homes, and an intricate water management system. What's astonishing isn't just its age, but its sophistication, a civilization lost long before the rise of classical Greece. Pavlopetri's sudden submersion hints at catastrophic seismic activity, a possible echo of the same earth-shattering events that wiped out Atlantis. Could Pavlopetri have been one of many advanced coastal cities that flourished and fell around the same forgotten age? And if so, what other secrets might still lie just beyond the reach of our technology, hidden beneath layers of sand, sediment, and time? The sunken ruins of Doggerland. Beneath the chilly waters of the North Sea, between Britain and continental Europe, once stretched a vast land known as Doggerland, a lush expanse inhabited by thriving prehistoric communities. As sea levels rose after the last ice age, Doggerland disappeared, swallowed by relentless tides. Recent discoveries, ancient tools, submerged forests, and the outlines of forgotten dwellings suggest a civilization far more advanced than textbooks suggest. Legends of a lost land across northern Europe, where great cities once stood, may not be fantasy after all. Could Doggerland have been part of a much broader, now vanished network of early civilization? And if so, what sudden cataclysm turned a vibrant homeland into a drowned graveyard, echoing Plato's haunting descriptions? The mysterious pyramids of Sicily. Just off the coast of Sicily, near the island of Pantelleria, sonar scans in recent years revealed massive underwater anomalies, structures eerily resembling pyramids. Some researchers argue these could be ancient energy centers or ceremonial sites built long before recorded history. Sicily, poised between Europe and Africa, was a vital crossroads even in prehistoric times. Could these submerged structures be remnants of a pre-flood civilization, later mythologized in legends of lost lands? And if so, how many other ancient wonders now lie buried beneath Mediterranean waves, waiting for technology or sheer accident to rediscover them? The Lost Lion City. In China's Qiandao Lake lies an astonishing sight, an entire city preserved perfectly beneath the waters. Known as Xucheng, or Lion City, it was intentionally submerged in the 1950s to create a reservoir. But its eerie perfection, archways, statues, intricate stone carvings, stuns divers to this day. Lion City proves how entire cities can disappear beneath rising waters almost overnight. If this could happen in the modern era, how many lion cities from ancient times have vanished without a trace, leaving only fragments, myths, and mysteries like Atlantis to haunt the depths of our oceans? The Gulf of Cambay's megaliths. Recent explorations in India's Gulf of Cambay have revealed astonishingly large stone formations, extending for kilometers along the seabed. Dating back nearly 9,000 years, these structures feature grid patterns suggesting organized urban planning. The mainstream media briefly reported it, then promptly forgot. Why the silence? If the Gulf of Cambay once hosted sprawling cities long before Mesopotamia or Egypt, the history of human civilization must be rewritten from scratch. And if these were merely isolated societies, why do their myths too speak of floods, gods, and forgotten golden ages? Submerged monuments of Lake Van. Lake Van in eastern Turkey hides another enigma, a submerged fortress buried under its brackish waters. Built by the ancient Urartians over 3,000 years ago, it stands almost intact beneath the waves. Could rising waters have concealed even older structures beneath it? Legends of Lake Van speak of strange creatures, lost cities, and ancient battles fought over powerful artifacts. If a fortress could survive undetected for millennia here, what else might lurk beneath deeper oceans, masked by time and mystery? Remnants of civilizations whose stories were systematically erased. The ancient pyramids beneath Rock Lake. In the quiet backwaters of Wisconsin, USA, Rock Lake holds a baffling anomaly: submerged pyramids, first officially reported in the 1930s. Native American legends tell of great stone houses built before the waters came. Divers have mapped rectangular and pyramidal structures hidden by mud and time. If true, this would hint at a network of civilizations across North America far older and more complex than previously imagined, and suggest that great floods and geological cataclysms erased not just one Atlantis, but many. The forbidden structures of the Atlantic abyss. In the deepest trenches of the Atlantic Ocean, beyond the reach of sunlight and human curiosity, sonar maps have uncovered colossal anomalies, massive rectangular formations, geometric patterns stretching for miles, and symmetrical ruins no natural process can explain. Whistleblowers from secretive marine expeditions hint at ruins too ancient, too advanced to fit any known timeline. Government agencies allegedly censor detailed images. Why? Were these the final remains of Atlantis, a once flourishing empire now entombed under layers of mud and myth? Some claim strange magnetic fields emanate from the sites, disrupting instruments and driving animals mad. Is this where the last memory of the Sea Kings lies, hidden deliberately to keep us blind to humanity's true origins? If we found it, would we be ready for what it would reveal? The oceans guard their secrets jealously. Sunken cities, forgotten civilizations, and forbidden histories lie scattered across the seabed, tantalizing us with glimpses of a past too vast, too complex to fit into neat textbooks. Why are these stories ignored, suppressed, or ridiculed? Perhaps because acknowledging them would demand rewriting the story of humanity itself, admitting that we are not the pinnacle, but merely the latest survivors of a much older, greater world. The past is not dead. It sleeps beneath the waves, waiting.